Alright, so today's going to be, like I said last time, we're going to be doing floats, user input, and more math. Like I took a note last time because I have bad memory. I'll just keep it here so I can bring it back up whenever I want. So first we're going to talk about floats. Last time we saw integers, which the way that you would declare it, you would put int, then you would put your prefix, either in or int, and then whatever name you want, number, and here's an empty integer variable. Now floats, it's pretty simple. It's called a float. The way you call it, you type float. Usually the prefix you're going to want is fl or flt. I like flt. And again, you give it the name you want after. You can either put a semicolon, which is going to be an empty variable, or you can give it a specific number. Why you would want to use a float instead of an integer is a float can actually have decimal values. So I could put 0.5, 0.56, but if I do that, I need to put a suffix f to say it is actually a float. Because if you can see here, if you're going to convert to a type float, you have to use the f suffix to create a literal of this type. So if you use an f, it works. So now we're going to try, well, we're not going to try, we're going to be making a simple program that will be asking the user to insert two numbers. So let's start by asking the question. If we want to ask a question, that means we're going to be writing to the console. So we use console.writeLine. So please enter your first number, and then double dot, semicolon. That's it. Oh, I actually forgot. You always want to declare your variables at the beginning. So since it's going to be math, I will want to do floats so I can get decimal values. So I will declare a float, put the prefix, and I will name it input and without any value. And now since we're going to be asking for two inputs, I will declare another one, lt input 2, empty variable again. So here we're going to give it its value. So flt input is going to be equal to console.readline, because like I said last time, console.readline is to get, oh, I forgot, for actually getting numbers. Yeah, that's something I should explain before even writing that. Right now a console.readline is only going to pick up a string. String is basically just text. It will be only letters, or if it's a number, it's going to have to be between quotes like this. But right now we're trying to get a number, we're trying to do math. So to convert a console.readline that takes up text or a string, we're going to use a parse. So we will do a float.parse, parse, and in between the brackets we will do console.readline, do this, close the brackets, but then the semicolon, don't forget, has to be at the end of it. So now we are getting the first input. Now we will get the second input by asking the user to put the second. So please enter your second number. And now flt input 2 is going to be equal to float.parse console.readline, and again the semicolon, and here we have it. Oh, I just realized I don't know how to type enter apparently. There you go. So here we have us getting the values for FLT input and FLT input 2. So So yeah, I'm going to be doing the math. Sorry, I was distracted by these messages in the bottom. Alright, so what was I saying? Yes, math. We're going to have to declare another variable. It's going to be a float, since we're going to be doing math with floats. Float, FLT as a prefix, and you do math, semicolon. That's it. Again, you don't give it a value because you're going to be giving it its value lower. So if you do FLT math equals to, now we said we would look over some different ways to do some math instead of just multiplying. So we're going to do a couple just in one program. So we will do FLT input divided by FLT input 2. And here we're going to have console.writeLine FLT math. And just to keep the program open to be able to see what we get, I'm going to put the read line. If I start it, it should work perfectly. It's going to be dividing FLT input and FLT input 2. So here we have the question, please enter your first number. Since we use the float, I'm going to show you how it works. So I can put 4.5, please enter your second number. I will do 6.87. Here you have it. It's going to be, is that the actual result of it? Take out the calculator. So I did 4.5 divided by 6.87. Now here's a problem, see? Here it's giving me this. Here we have an extra 0. So that's actually a problem with it. I'm actually declaring it here with no value. Here I put a 0.5 and here a 0.87, but that's not why it's wrong. Let's check it out. What do we have wrong? If we start it over again, 4.5 and 6.87, here it's going to work. Now you see, when you're using your console application, you're going to have to use dots. If you use commas, it's not going to work, as we just saw, because look, I'm going to use a comma here, 6.87, and here it goes lower. Do not ask me why, I'm not too sure. I tried to look into it, I don't even know, but you have to use dots. If you don't use your dots and you use commas, it will give you a false answer. So that's something to check when you try and do math for your programs. And we're going to try and use a different operand. So if we do plus, that's pretty simple. You're going to be doing 6.7 plus, I don't know, 2.3 should give 10. What? 7? Oh wait, 9. Yeah, I have to work on my math. 9. If we do, oh, here's one I should show you. Modulo. Modulo is the rest of a division. So if I do 10 modulo 2, usually 10 divided by 2 is going to be 5. There's not going to be any rest. There's not going to be any numbers that won't fit in it. So it should be 0. Now if I do it again and do 10 modulo 3, 3 enters 3 times into 10. And if that's 3 times 3, so 9. So 10 minus 9, there should be 1 left. Here you go. It's always going to be the rest of your division. And I think that was pretty much it for this video. We did the floats. I showed you how to take user input for math, and I showed you different kinds of operands that you can use. Next time we're going to be using the string read line, and we're going to get different kind of inputs, and I'm going to show different functions that you can do with C#. That's it.